So let me invite the panelists to the dais. Invite M.A. Satyaprasad, Mr. Anand Rao, President FIDEC, Mr. Nalin Patel, Vice President SITA, Mr. Anantram Varayur, ECM SITA and ECM FIDEC. Can I request Mr. K. Bhaskar from the vendor side to come on the dais? You're scared of Bhaskar? No. Bhaskar is a very friendly person. He's a channel friendly man. Yes. Oh, okay.
And when you are there, why you should worry?
Yes. This is a team, right? We have to work more as a team. So, Dell is also a very channel friendly company. In case of any point to Dell, Anil is ready to address those issues. So, let me introduce what is this panel discussion all about. Can you give mic to Sanjay? So, it is fact that India is really heading towards digitization. Now, the stage is all set to create long-term sustainable growth and reposition India as an innovation hub for digitization. Indian government plans to make digitization to the next level by implementing digitization of all sectors. Digital India will ensure next-gen infrastructure, enhance ease of doing business, and revive manufacturing. Modi government's investment in technology for the year 2014-15 is much above $26 billion, comprising of investment in digitization, improvement of infrastructure, giving push for manufacturing, and adopting more and more technologies in healthcare and agriculture. And it will build 100 smart cities with high-speed digital highways along with national solar missions and national gas grid, etc. There are around 20 crore internet users in India currently, and number could be to 50 crore by 2015. The mission of India, what are you going to do here? How you help the partners? As the slogan says, it is ultimate voice of Indian value-added resellers, and it is a level playing platform for the VARs, including distributors, dealers, system integrators, and system builders in India, who reaches the technology to the core mass across the country. Resellers do 80% of business in the respective regions and provides direct and indirect employment to lakhs of people in the country. Out of that, its hardware percentage 22%, mobile phone percentage has got increased to 38%, and other electronic products has 40% of market share being driven by the wars again across the country. So coming back to this discussion, on this tech summit, the new technologies emerging almost every day. Business is becoming complex. In such an unexpected business environment, never before has the role of IT leaders so transformative in shaping business strategy. With the convergence of social media and cloud smack, the shift of traditional analog process to digital ones, it has the ability to fundamentally change how enterprises manage employee efficiently and productivity. The session will discuss on the issues relating to the challenges they are facing in the market after so hard work of 20-25 years in the market, and how the corporates can help their value-added partners to drive business and maintain a competitive edge in today's rapidly evolving market. So let's understand more about the panel. So to start with, I will start from Satyaprasad. Do you think come under tax bracket of 12.5% across the country?
Yeah. First of all, I should thank Mr. Deepak Sahu for giving us an opportunity to address our views in the. In fact, Deepak arranged for a first ever meeting of the Indian IT Channel Associations in Delhi. That was the beginning. It's actually very good that from there on we have started taking up the issues like online issues, whatever the channel is facing. Now it's good that he has given an opportunity to put our views on the online. Okay, now, so coming to this particular question. So I feel online should be taken as a convenience. It is not the question of pricing. So in that context, I feel they should be at a higher rate of percentage of tax. I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we go ahead, can I invite someone from the audience, maybe from e-commerce, maybe from SI fraternity, maybe from the vendor, to come and fill the stage? They can give, or they may agree or may not agree with the questions. What are the discussions we are having right now? Can I invite someone from the audience? Anyone? Okay, why don't you join us? Please come. Can I have your introduction, please?
I am Murali Krishnan, a 30-year-old company from Bangalore, India Data Print, Intel Platinum Partner. I am Joint Secretary of PIDAC and ex-Joint Secretary of AIT Bangalore.
So how do you think about online companies should come under tax bracket of 12.5%? Do you agree with this?
It should be still more because this industry today, whatever principles who are sitting here who are supporting this industry, it is made by the partners who are sitting here. It is because of the SIs and the traders who are in this industry. They brought this total industry of IT to this level. So they have been deprived by this online people.
Bhaskar, how do you think about this? You can give some diplomatic answer also.
Actually, if you look at it, everything should get aligned the way the government has been structured. We have yet to bring the GST in the country. And we have not brought that an element as of now. Different states have a different structure. So we cannot say that online, okay, make it as a mandate is 12.5 across the thing. That's not my suggestion. I think at the end of the day, it's all about the end users. See, all this online has come and it has made a lot of impact to the consumers. It has definitely made the consumers to see a big smile and they are able to get a product at a price which they feel it's worthwhile. A lot of comparison can be done like that. And I'm sure, I feel this is a topic which I cannot give yes or no for that. That's my...
Okay, no problem. Mr. Rao, you will have something to speak.
Yeah, if the idea behind introducing 12.5 plus is to have a check on their aggression or moving forward at the cost of channels, I think that alone cannot be the benchmark or parameter for that. We see there are a lot of ill effects of e-commerce, definitely, that we would discuss in the course of time. Particularly the affected community is the channel fraternity. As Murali said, a lot of people had fueled the growth of the industry, shared by all the vendors, MNC and Indian vendors. But I would like to say that yes, if it is going to be one of the parameters through which we are going to have a check, yes, not only 12.5, it could be more than that. But that alone shall not fix the problem.
How do you think, Mr. Nalin, that to be resolved? How, because the government says that from warehouse to consumer, this is the vision of the government. If you can reach the product from warehouse to consumer, then e-commerce can grow. How you address?
E-commerce and existing channel network is going to coexist. What is happening now, particularly e-commerce, the online stores, they are adopting the unethical practice of price war and all, which we are required to address. When vendors are controlling across the channel, they should bring price parity first. And there are cases coming out from OLS not paying tax, even VAT. Some of the dealers and other manufacturers are providing materials on behalf of them. Then that is required to come in the bracket of 12.5%. Why it is not? Why they should not pay? They should pay 12.5 only.
How do you think, what has to be the policy for how the growth will of channel will be affected with this?
Yeah, I fully agree with Prasad. See, the online stores or the transaction through the online stores is purely for the convenience of the buying. That's it. So like earlier you were going and standing in the queue for 2 hours, 3 hours for booking the railway ticket. Now you are sitting at home and then booking it. So bus ticket you are going and standing, now you are booking at home. So that's the convenience. So that's the only parameter in which it has to be encouraged. Otherwise, as Nalin was also saying, that the price is never should be a criteria, in the sense the online stores cannot woo the customers saying that my price is lower. Please come to me, my price is lower. So that's not the way. They can promote the products and services saying that if you transact with me, the convenience is there. So that way, a lot of our own people, that is the people who are here, resellers, they can also go online. Okay, they can go online mainly to give a convenience to the purchaser, or to make their purchase very, purchase experience as a good experience. So that's the only purpose. Otherwise, now what's happening, the consumer walks into the showrooms of the dealers and resellers, checks up, gets the demo, done, does everything, then gets onto the online, because the prices are lower, then goes and picks up the product. Okay, then, so what for we are, the partners are here. Okay, so that's the disparity. So definitely if the tax can take their prices up, why not? It has to be 12.5 or more than that, as Anandra was saying.
So you are saying about there is to be a level playing field for the partners or wars and e-commerce companies. So what are the points you want to give up with the level playing field? How you want to tell? What is the solution that? What you want to suggest? Yeah, please.
I have one information which I could share with you, anybody. Intel has MOP, we call as market operating price. So anybody selling like less than the marketing operating price, even though he is having the stock, he is not supposed to. If he is so called as a platinum partner or some grade. So like that, if the principle say a MOP has to be maintained, irrespective of the source from where you are getting, then it will be free.
I think the law does not allow you to put that kind of a clause and say that this is what you have to sell at minimum operating price. So if I have to take the law of the land, then it is not allowed.
How are you applying for Canon?
Even Canon also undergoes this pain of the price what we are giving it, and still in online it goes lower. So we try to see how do we mitigate this problem. So we are saying that there are some models only we are restricting to the online, some products we don't want to give it an online at all. So those are the elements we are working on. I think all these things will get settled down in a period of 6 months' time, because currently they're trying to move the customer to come into the portal as a part of their advertising strategy and making the products available more cheaper. But this cannot sustain by them for a period of time. It's just for some period of the time, and then they're all going to have the same level playing field. Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is going to get eroded.
I would like to add one more point here. When vendors are
Give me the suggestion points.
when vendors are controlling across the country channel and all, why can't they bring some discipline when they are giving them authorization and all? They should stick with some pricing and all. It is okay, fine. You can say very easily that we cannot force pricing and all. But same thing you are putting to when it comes to the fraternity, our general fraternity, you said no, if you are not working with this pricing, you should not be authorized dealer. So you require to withdraw. Our fraternity has created market for you people 25, 30 years. When we are really facing problem, you require to come out with some solution. Where we online and we all can coexist.
What, Mr. Rao, you think? What should be the level playing field for partners, wars and e-commerce companies?
Yeah, this OLS issue is not a very new development. It is there for last 3.5 to 4 years. But though the ill effects are very much felt in the last 1.5 fiscal years, as per our experience, we can't straight away jump into a stage of offering a solution on what could be done. There are multiple angles. Before we get into a solution mode offered by any of us here. What's happening is, there is a predatory pricing. Against this, there are some constitutional bodies are there, Fair Price Commission India, Competition Price, and there are so many, but it is not working. All the methods, number one, dialogue with the government, all the associations we had tried. Dialogue with the government, both at the state and at the center. At the state, we had produced enough of documentation about the tax escape. Lot of consignments come from these portals, direct portals or their associate organizations like WS Retail, etc. All inclusive price, or there are some documents which do not contain the tax also. So according to the VAT Act, there has to be a tax breakup, which is not there. And there are a lot of collusions. I don't know how appropriate it is to discuss this. We have other dignitaries pertaining to other fraternities. But nevertheless, having met here, I would like to discuss. There is a lot of parallel import happening. Lot of parallel import, even without the intervention of the, I don't say without the knowledge of the vendors, but without the intervention of vendors, definitely parallel imports are there. Documentation, invoice are created, and directly they go with a very low price. They have got a proof also to show that yes, we got at so and so price. Parallel imports definitely are helping them, and definitely vendors have their own pressures in doing their numbers. Vendors, we agree. End of the day, as our friends say, yes, we are not at all against coexistence, offline and online, but at what cost they can be encouraged, and to what extent we can suffer the damage. End of the day, it is the survival. It is not the question of survival, it is fighting for the survival. One is vendor collaboration is very much there. Many places, they supply through the distributors by defining the price at which they can be supplied to the portals. Sometimes they take the help of regional distributors and sub-distributors and make them supply by making a cartel. Or 3,000 laptops you buy, 2,000 you sell to your partners, 1,000 numbers you buy, sell at these prices. This collaboration also is there. But nevertheless, there are occasions the products are inverted into portals without any proper, we have done enough of study through our Delhi market. Lot of things are happening, how these inventory come, irrespective of what product. See, by and large, the online aggression may not be affecting the entire gamut of the products that go into IT deployment or entire the product vertical space. Today it is limited to external storage, supplies, the laptops, peripherals, external storage and internal storage. But only ICT, if you take total ICT loss of revenue or loss of business to the conventional channels, that is offline, ICT together it is 30 to 35% estimate. If it is only IT, it is 15 to 20%. And beyond that, we may not be having the statistics because a lot of parallel imports are going into the portal warehouses. But the issue here is, tomorrow, if this 15 or 20% from IT, leaving about ICT, it grows to 70%, 80%, the vendors do not require channel partners as far as the trading portion is concerned. They don't require regional distributors, sub-distributors. They don't require national distributors, which really resulted into national distributors forming their own association called TDAI. And internally, one of the big challenges or issues among them is to fight. In fact, we made representation through TDAI, expecting that there would be some solution from them, but they definitely expressed their displeasure that this is one of the challenges because in which the TDAI also has taken birth. See, one is dialogue with the government, which is not going to solve or which is not going to give instant solution. Dialogue with the national distributors, no, in any case, they say that we are not into direct participation in the process. Now we have to, vendor is the only key here. Vendor, we had definitely had a lot of interactive sessions. We know definitely there are internal pressures they have in numbers to happen, whether it is a director of that company or a regional sales manager or territory manager, whatever it is. They have their numbers, they have their strategies. And one more very big mistake happening amongst our own channels is regional distributors, sub-distributors have to refrain from supporting the portals, definitely. They have to refrain, if at all they have to supply, no doubt they may be acknowledging that segment as one of the viable options for them, which is an extended arm for them to do their numbers, again because of the pressures of the vendors internally.
Letter to you.
Okay.
But Mr. Nalin, what do you think about it? Are you agree with Mr. Rao's what he has spoke?
No, what Mr. Rao says is correct, but vendor can address this issue very easily. See, today 90% inventory we are carrying. Channel partners are carrying so much inventory. If you check in the market, probably 2.5, 3 months inventory is there in the market. That is also costing them, where the onlines are not at all carrying inventory. Why vendors are not taking up this issue, I don't know. That is really surprising to me. Being a veteran in the industry, 25 years, we have created the market for all vendors, promoted their products. When we are facing a real problem, I think if vendor fail to address, maybe 25-30% from our fraternity will wiped out within a span of 6 to 8 months. We require to really address this issue by vendor.
Okay, what Mr. Anantaraman you are thinking about it?
Yeah, first thing is we may have to understand how the online stores works. See, for them, the products in their own...
We have a 1 minute for...
Yeah. So the products in their own store, whether it is the shoes or a slipper or a cloth to the computer or whatever it is, everything is same. Okay, for them, there is nothing difference between any of these products. So what they do is, they consolidate all their buying price and then put a operational margin and then distribute it across the product. So which means if they have purchased a laptop at 30,000 rupees, they can sell it for even 25,000 rupees. So just imagine what kind of revenue the government is losing, okay, when they are underselling the product. Where is the VAT on that? So where is the input VAT and where is the output VAT? How they are calculating? Suppose if the same thing is done by the brick and mortar stores like us, so if we do the similar kind of things, in the sense you buy it at a higher price and sell it at a lower price and then apply for the VAT refund, so there will be series of sales tax people standing in front of our office. You are doing the manipulation of the VAT. So there is no policy which is governing them. So how is they are managing all this VAT structure, we don't know. Okay, so that is the one which the government has to very seriously look into the thing.
What Satya Prasad you are thinking?
Yeah, actually regarding the tax portion what you are talking, like the tax should be higher for online or e-commerce business. It is told in the context of keeping a level playing field between all the regular channel partners and the online stores. It is not to burden the end user.
Okay.
So that's one reason. And one more thing, we have already represented to the government of Karnataka as far as tax issues is concerned, and they are taking their, they are doing their investigations. I think that is going to be, it's going to discipline them little as far as taxing is concerned. Okay, shall I?
Yeah, please tell.
Yeah, regarding, see, in this, the very issue now is the final onus lies on the vendors to control this. See, we have been in this industry. This organized distribution has started about 15 years back, and all of us, most of the people, and in the industry, they are working for the vendors in whatever terms they wanted. Now, a new vertical has come, that is e-commerce. Definitely it's good. It's quite an irony that we are the backbone of the e-commerce industry and we are complaining against it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
now, yeah.
Yeah, we will come to your letter.
Right.
And we have Anil Sethi among with us. He is heading Dell certain portion. So Anil, what is your take on this issue? What vendors they have? How Dell is going to...
See, I think I heard everyone, and this is a this is not just a vendor issue. You know, as I heard some of people making a comment over there that vendor is promoting it or vendor is trying to do it for the numbers. So it's not like that. It's a disruptive business model which is there currently. And it is not disruptive just for IT. It is disruptive for many other brands which these people are selling. So it is actually, you know, you were mentioning about that they sell all kind of products. It's a portfolio of profitability which is being done at that level. And they have a funding, right? So these are two important things. Now, issue is, yes, how 6 months they sustain, how 6 months after 6 months they kind of come back and they get wisdom and they get something to do right stuff. But by that time, what happens to the other people which are operating? So I understand. Those are issues. So this issue was recently, I was in one of the forums and this got discussed with your counterparts from other associations in the country. And it was their people saying it, and you know, this is going to remain and it doesn't matter. I mean, we don't need to worry about that. This happens in many business models. And it happened when the Walmart and all other people, they all came, and you know, all of you see over here, big bazaars came, and everybody, every small kirana shop was thinking that, you know, he's going to close. So that never happened, by the way. So it's not going to happen. I mean, it's a thought which is there that, you know, that others will wipe out. No, people need services. Customers need how the support system is going to work. Customers need people who are going over there. I mean, they are paying cash and buying it. Let customers go and pay cash and buy it. I mean, that's about consumer business. But when you look at a little bit of a corporate business, their things are very different, right? So it has a short-term impact. I'm not saying it doesn't have it, but I don't think these models will coexist. The time will come, both will coexist. Not that you're going to close it anything, and neither they. So it's a time will be there with both will coexist with the right price format. That's how. That's a bit of a time wait and see model.
See, actually here, we may think that the system integrators and people like us, actually I'm into the system integration, so we may think that it is not that much affecting us because we will bundle the service, that there's so many other things. But if you really go and sit in front of the customer, what customer is doing is, he is taking a printout of the online store, he never buys from there, okay, he takes the pricing from there and shows it to us, okay, he says, boss, this is the price that it is available, now you supply at the same price or keep some few % margin on that. So which means, so there is no scope for us to add our services over there, okay, so that way what is happening, even though the customer is not buying from there, so he is threatening us or squeezing our arms, doing all kind of arm twisting by showing those prices to us. So ultimately you are forced to sell it at a lower price. So that's the problem.
What Mr. Sethi said, their price difference and all. When same method is adopted by channel, you people go and do arms twisting of that channel. You ask them, if you don't match, don't do this, you will be removed from authorization. Why the same is not applied?
One second, I'll tell you.
In general, this is not happening in the market. So
I'll tell you the fact. I'll give the information which most of the people are knowing from association side. One of the leading principal has given for the online people 120 days credit through a partner, and he got the credit of 120 days, and we are not getting even for 30 days from the distributors. I'll tell you personally, because it's one of the biggest organization and he has sold a lot.
not only that, vendors have started putting stickers of online stores and all. I don't know what is the logic behind that.
So that means principals can support the partners who are with you for so many years. Only principal can help. The vendors can help. Only vendors can help.
All said and done.
Yeah. If you all become one and we partners can be successful. We are there with you honestly from decades to decades. Okay, correct?
Yeah, I think everybody shared. See, definitely going forward, as you rightly said, that it is going to coexist. The biggest differentiator will come in the value-added service is what you're going to give it. At the end of the day, I always believe that it's the relationship management comes a long way because you have a set of your customers and they are definitely, of course, they do this kind of showing on the net and try to do the negotiating of the price, but not necessarily that this is going to stay for a long period of the time. It is only, it's only the question of sustainability at this tough time. I think as you have to pass through this, but I'm sure that you will emerge as a winner because for a kind of information, if at all you look at every organization, what is the quantum of business of Candy from the online business to the organization? It's only roughly about maximum for our companies hardly around about 12 to 13%. It's majorly we are looking from our partners, not from the online, number one. And if you look at the airline industry also, what happened when everybody came in? Everybody said that I want to grab this share and most of them posted huge losses. And very few people have survived in the bargain. So similar thing I feel today, don't think like that the principal is giving it as it's a money they want to take this as in their own A&P budget. They want to undercut the price and they say that we like to offer this. But I'm sure that this will get settled on. It's a question of a period, but we need to pass through the phase, that's all. I think even government is also going to bring in some rules and regulation to bring in such a way that, bringing some kind of the MOP which we are all suggesting as a part of it. Unless the law of the land allows them to do it, we can't bring it as of now from the principal side.
Thank you, Bhaskar, for the input. Now we'll have one question where everyone has to say in one line, not more than one line. So it has been found that certain jobs are being lost in this sector as online retail in its quest of grab markets and selling 5 to 20% less than market price. What is your view on this? I want answer in 1 minute. One line. Online due this, you have lost a job of 5 to 20%. They're selling 5 to 20% less price. Okay? You have lost some job in the channel. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
How do you think, Mr. Rao?
Immediately it may not have happened, but it is definitely going to happen.
Nalin Saab, what do you think?
It is started affecting what he said 5 to 20, but it is at least 10 to 15% already started. If you go in deeply, you will definitely find 15% businesses started going to them. And I would like to share one of Nestle distributor has started supplying through online for one vendor and we are getting the figures. So it is increasing.
What do you think?
Yeah, if you ask me in one sentence, how we can overcome is all of us, we should stop selling lemons and start selling lemonades and then, so that's the only solution. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Some of my, I'm into distribution business and some about 10% of my channel partners who are buying from me, they have reduced their manpower in sales. They have reduced their manpower in sales. They are mainly concentrating only services now.
Okay.
So that's a real loss of job.
So it's a wonderful discussion. This discussion has to continue for the long time, but we don't have much of time. So we have a take for conclusion to this is the use of innovation in technology continues to have massive effect on business and society. Business and governments must think deeply about the opportunities and risks presented by evolving trends by the e-commerce companies. With this, I extend my heartiest thanks to all the panelists for the valuable inputs. We'll continue the discussion during the networking dinner and considering how the rupee will stop falling down, but it's not falling down. It will go. Okay. I have confidence on the technology companies. They will have more advanced systems for some newer approach innovation. Thank you, sir. Thank you.